The topic today is, how do you move on from a heartbreak? After somebody has broken up with you, how do you move on? Number one thing I want to tell you, the reason I'm talking about this conversation is because recently nimeongea na msichana fulani and she was telling me how ex-boyfriend wake hadi ameanza kumthreaten, ameanza kukaa nani. I think who ended the relationship? I think ni the lady who ended the relationship. But the guy ameanza kumthreaten, ameanza kukaa nika haja move on, ameanza kukaa, and yet in this relationship the guy alikuwa ameanza withdraw before the lady finally decided hii relationship ni kama hakuna pali inaenda, so they called it off. I think hata ni the guy mwenye alicall off the relationship. But what am I trying to say? This topic is especially for somebody mwenye wende umeachwa. So how do you move on after a breakup? Number one, delete their number. And I know some people will say, oh, lakini namba yake nilikuwa nimeshashika off head. Kwanza mbona ulikuwa umeshika namba ya mtu off head na hamjaoana? Okay, leave those things to wale watu wenye wameoana, wale watu at least wamego into a long term relationship where there is commitment. Okay, hiyo achia hao watu. Lakini kama you are just in a relationship, imagine just eka namba ikuwe tu kwa simu, just have the number on the phone. But anyway, kila mtu akona reasons zake, so delete their number one. So hata kama umekumbuka, the fact that you've deleted their number means hautaona WhatsApp story yao, hautaendelea kuona picha yake kwa WhatsApp story, profile picture yake. And that's the other thing, delete the pictures, delete any kind of memory that you have, whether ni DMs za social media, whether ni probably anywhere mlikuwa mkiongea, kama ni WhatsApp, kama ni text, kama ni call logs, delete all of those things including WhatsApp call logs. Why are you doing it? Because hautaki kitu yoyote inakukumbusha about this person. Let me tell you the danger of going back to somebody after a break up na wewe. They might hurt you even more. Do you know that's a reality? They might hurt you even more. So you might think you're going back for closure, lakini in real sense unarudi hapo and then anakuumiza tena. So unashindo umse manzee amenihurt, ametoka kunihurt, ametoka break up na mimi, and then bado unamrudia and then anakuhurt even more. Okay? So somebody who's decided to leave you ni mtu mwenye amefikiria hiyo kitu. So for them, you have to assume that they've already healed. Yeah, sha heal. Okay? So maybe ame heal for 1 year, ame heal for 3 months. So yeye amekuwa akijua ata break up na wewe eventually. Hata kama ni 1 month ama 1 week, yeye amekuwa akijua. So for them psychologically, they are very much prepared for the breakup, but you are not. So you have to cut them off. Cut off the friends circle. Let's say kama mmekuwa na mabeshte wenye ni mutual, if you have mutual friends and they knew about your relationship, maybe hawajui mmeachana, but you have to start cutting them off, because you don't want any scenario enye unajipata ati sasa mmepatana na ex wako juu already the minute amesema relationship imeisha, they are automatically your ex. Hata kuwaona ati ni kama ati this is still your person, this is not your person. Already amekureject, already ameachana na wewe. Okay, and you need to understand there are people who leave you to hurt you. Sijui kama unaniget hapo. There are people who leave you to hurt you. So you need to know, huyu mtu ameniacha sawa, tumeachana, imekuwa tume break up ni sawa, but are they doing it to hurt me? And most of the times people are leaving you to hurt you. Kwanza ukiona relationship imeisha dramatically, ukiona relationship imeisha na vishasha mingi, ukiona relationship imeisha na arguments mingi, huo ni mse alikuwa anafanya hivyo intentionally, and make sure that amekuhurt because amekuacha. Okay, so you need to cut off the circle of friends that are mutual to you too, so that usianze kufeel ni kama na mse akikuja hapa saa hii nitamwambia nini. Jitoe from those uncomfortable situations. Okay, the other one, you need to know that you need to start meeting new people immediately. Mistake yenye tunafanyanga ni tunaanza kusema ati juu nime break up, I wanna seclude myself, I wanna nini. Wewe utagongwa na depression. Okay, utagongwa na depression. So it's important, if you don't want to go into that state of solitude, kama hutaki kujiseclude, sometimes ni poa, but sometimes si poa sana. So you need to meet new people. And how can you meet new people? Anza kuongea na wase, let people talk to you. If you are a lady, allow guys to talk to you. Jibu to DM kwenye umetumiwa. Anza kuongea na mse fresh, anza kuongea na mse new. And by the time you are doing that, huyo mse kidogo because they start talking to you, and maybe you find another person who at least ako poa, conversation iko poa, you will find that huyo mse eventually atakufanya usahau huyo mtu mwingine. Okay, so it's very important for you to understand that when you come out of a breakup, start meeting new people and anza kujuana na wase. If you wanna go on a date, but not to go into a relationship. Because the other point I'll say is give yourself time before urudi kwa relationship tena. Give yourself time, but also the amount of time ina depend na how old are you, okay? Because usianze kujiambia ati uko kitu 30 years ume break up na mtu alafu unataka kujipea another 2 years. You see, ukifanya hivyo time inaendelea tu kusonga, and you need to settle down, especially if you are a lady, okay? You need to settle down. By the time a lady you are almost 25 26, wewe unafaa kuanza kufikiria ku settle down. And I'm saying that genuinely because at the end of the day I have seen that by the time dem anafika 25, at least mentally ako ready, psychologically anaweza kuwa ready. So you need to start thinking about going into marriage, so that maybe ukichelewa sana unachezea hapo 30. But if you are still at 30 and you are thinking bado uko na time, wewe biological clock is gonna be there ticking every time, okay? So you need to be very aware, kuwa self conscious about these things. The other thing I have to say is inafaa kuanza na wewe ku accept relationship imeisha. So once you accept hii relationship imeisha, and you also need to accept that maybe whom say haja make decision sai. And most of the times they will show you signs. Kuna wase huku ghost out of nowhere anakunyamazia na hiyo story inaisha, but most of the times utakuwa unaona signs. Either umse ameanza kukunyamazia, kama alikuwa na kucall siku hizi ya kucall as much, kama hakuwa na kuoneshanga madharau siku hizi ameanza kuonesha tu madharau kidogo kidogo. So you need to know this is somebody who's probably unaweza feel break up ikikam. Sometimes your intuition, sometimes your instincts itakwambia it's like this person is trying to break up with you. So anytime unaiona, you start preparing yourself. Sometimes you can't stop it. Sometimes you try to fight for it. Una realize mse asha make up mind yake. And I told you, mse anakuja ku break up na wewe, for them already they are psychologically prepared. You are not. So wewe ndio uko most likely to get hurt because for them they already prepared themselves. Mimi naenda kuachana na mse, okay? So you need to be very careful. The other thing also nitasema ni anytime when it comes to a breakup, when you're trying to move on, please do not insult them. Usifike pali you feel ati matusi ndio ita express how you feel. I know you feel frustrated, I know you feel betrayed, I know you feel ni kama umsi amekubeba ujinga, amekutake for granted, but matusi see the thing that ita quench that disappointment ama that frustration. Drinking also is not a solution. Usianze kukua ule mse mwenye unasema ati sasa manze unaenda on a drinking spree, unaenda kukunywa tei just because you want to unataka kutoa hiyo anga fulani ya timsi amekuacha. It's not good, okay? And it's not healthy, it's very toxic. So anytime inafika hapo, open up to your friends. Kaa chini na beshte yako mwambie, manze enyewe umse amenihurt. Enyewe umse, you know, if you want to cry. If you are a lady, maybe you are thinking no, unataka kulia, lia ikutoke. But by the end of the day, let me tell you, the person mwenye anakuachanga ni yeye hukurudia. You know, that's always the case. Ule mse mwenye anakuachanga, they are always the ones who come back. So me, I'm here to tell you also, usitamani kukua ule mse mwenye umeachana, you always go back to that person. And let me tell you, the minute umeachana na mtu alafu you try to go back to them, unaweza pata such a coldness juu na yeye sasa amekungojea na yeye akupige the same energy ulimpiga ukimwacha. So it's very important for you to know, hata ukibreak up na mtu, and especially kama ni wewe umecause your break up, wewe just move on, forget about them kabisa. Wacha wao wakutafute, but wewe usiwatafute. And that's my other point. Usijaribu kutafutana na mse ame break up na wewe. I'm telling you this, you are going to feel so, utajichukia wewe mwenyewe, okay? And you might get to a point where you start to feel depressed, anxiety, unaanza kufeel mse mbona amenibeba hivi. You need to walk away from them. So that means cut connections kabisa. Huyu mse usitake kuongea na yeye tena, alright? But the other thing also that can help, open up to your friend. Mwambie manze lakini kwa nimependa huo mse, lakini kwa nimependa nini na venye tulikuwa na future. Open up, okay? Including opening up to random people. Siku hizi kuna vitu kama TikTok live, so you can actually go on TikTok live waambie mse manze mimi nimeachwa, and you can find somebody who is willing to listen to you and actually be like by the way relationships zinakuanga hivyo. And then unapata una realize you're not the only one when unapitia hiyo, you're not the only one when you may break up na mtu. So it's important for you to understand, and this is my last point, you're not the first person to break up na mtu. You're not the first person to feel when you feel. You're not the first person to have their heart broken. Tuko tunasemanga me and my friends ati ku break up inakuanga ni kama mse aki break up na wewe inakuanga ni kama huyo mtu amechukua roho yako akaikanyaga akaitemea mate, has done all those things to your heart. But at the end of the day, I want to tell you, there is always a brighter side after a breakup. okay? Unaweza dhani things are over, unaweza dhani ni kama nini ama nini, depending also on the period enye mlikuwa mmedate ama mlikuwa kwa relationship. You might think the world is over ama everything doesn't make sense, but in time, I'm here to tell you, in time uta feel much better, okay? They always say time is a healer, and that's true, all right? Ikienda sana manze, ukifeel it's like you're going out of control, it's like now you're not able to control yourself, you can pray about it. Waambie Mungu manze, huyo mse amenipiga character development, and you will always find yourself back. Uta always feel okay, nimeanza kurudi, nimeanza kufeel poor. But it takes grace. It takes grace to walk away from every breakup. It takes grace to heal from any breakup. So it's important for you to understand. Ikishafika hapo, saa zingine you can just pray about it and say, manze, because the other thing I want to tell you ni, sometimes you might think it's just the physical, but remember life is spiritual, all right? So it might have been your breakup ilikuwa iku diminish ama ilikuwa ikumalize, you know? So fight it and do the things that nimekwambia, and I'm sure zitakusaidia.
Gachin Lion.